Well guys, I'm back today working on the Maserati. I like to say Maserati. A lot of people just say LeBaron. It is, I don't know, it's a long story. Go look it up. Anyway, so I keep popping brake light fuses like every day. Sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 pumps and then the brake lights are gone. Pop the fuse. It has me stumped. I'm thinking I might have stumbled across a potential problem. I know the brake light switch itself is buried. Like I can't even show you where it is because the camera won't see it. You can get a finger on it, but it's actually above the steering column. Impossible to get any eyes on it, and it's a sealed black box anyway. So this does have the complicated, I don't even know what system that is called, the ABS system. It works great, no issues with it. I flushed the system out a couple years ago and it was milk. Nobody had ever done it, but I got good fluid in there. I've got no issues with it right now. It seems to be working. It used to blow the big heavy fuse that sits in that box over here. That bad boy. I don't know, I forgot which one it was, but I had to rewire the whole thing. It actually melted the case the fuse went into. But getting back over to this, I can't find any chewed wires. I figured mice might have gotten into it because I don't drive this car enough. But I can't find anything where the mice have chewed on anything under the engine. Everything still looks good. I do have a suspect ground down here I got to look at, and 2 more right in there. I'm going to clean those out as well. But right now, I may stumbled across the issue. The third brake light on this thing can be a complicated affair. I just put new 2057 bulbs in both sides of the tails. That did nothing. Didn't even get back from the parts store, and had another blown fuse. But I disconnected the cable right here going to the third brake light, and I've hit the pedal a dozen times so far. Nothing, no issues. Haven't popped a fuse. So far so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart that rear brake light, the third brake light, and you got to pop these 2 plastic tabs off right here. Then under here you'll see the wiring going out to it. Underneath the seal I've got, if I can find them, right there is 1 screw, and there's another one over there, and then the light should come out minus the connector, which will probably pop out right here. Yeah, I feel the connector right here, so that should be relatively simple. We'll check it out here in a minute. All right, little screws. These go on the outside of the car. That's where I found them laying out here anyway, so I'm assuming they go about there. So anyway, lights out, really simple, easy to do. I'm going to take this apart here in a moment and see what we got inside. Hopefully I can find my smoking gun, because right now I don't know. But dirty as heck too. I gotta clean that out. Ugh. Well, popped it out. There's 2 tabs on this end, one here, one over there, and then you got these little tabs here and there also. So get a little jeweler's and pop them out. You're gonna have to pry it a little bit. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed. But you'll pop that out from under that lip in there. And once you get this free, just pull those in a little bit and up, and this whole thing will come out in your hand. I haven't found any smoking gun yet, but the bulbs are going on 30 years old. They are pretty beat up. This panel itself looks really good condition still. Maybe a light sanding on it, but everything looks really good on it. Those are copper, that's not rust. So, I don't know. I'll put new bulbs in it and see where we go from there. Maybe the resistance was just too high in the old bulbs. But we'll see. Right now, the brake light still seems to be working with this disconnected, so.
Damn it. That wasn't the problem. That would have been too easy, I guess.
Well, good morning. It's fall. again. And I'm back on my 91 Maserati. My problem, I have brake lights keep blowing a fuse. So I can get 2 or 3 uses out of them and then they are gone. No fuse left. So I fell for it. I did. I keep this car over here, and I found a mouse in it the other day and a bunch of mouse droppings all over the trunk carpets and on the interior floor and all over the engine bay. And I just knew that a mouse got into my harness. Just sure about it. So out kid the trunk and we started investigating. Signs of mice for sure, but nothing conclusive back here. Replaced the bulbs, 2 on each side for the brake lights. One of them was questionable. I did the third brake light, which is still missing because I'm in the process of getting new bulbs, 8 individual bulbs for that. Even with that disconnected, it still would pop the fuses. And if you look at the harness here, it goes under that tub, and there is no way to get to that unless you are taking, as you can see, there's more mouse droppings. I haven't even vacuumed this out yet. More are in here, and that's where the connection is for the tail light or the third brake light. But yeah, in here is the spare tire, and this whole tub needs to come out in order to get to that harness underneath to keep tracing it. So I decided before I went any further, and as you can see, this is fuse number 6, and it gets its power from fuse number 5, which had no issues whatsoever, so everything was happening on the fuse 6 circuit. So before I got too much further, some general looking of wiring under here. As I think I did in the last video, there's 2 grounds down there and 1 ground up here, which control this whole wad of harness here. I took those apart and cleaned them. But before I got too much further, I decided to go look at the wiring diagram. This is the Chrysler TC's Bible, and going over to the wiring diagrams, fuse application chart, looking for fuse 6. Here's fuse 6. Again, it gets its power from fuse 5. And then following this down on the opposite side, what obviously must be causing an issue, it's either the airbag, cigar lighter stop lamps, or the speed control. So the easiest thing to cross off this list real fast would be, let me think about it. Yep, a cigar lighter. Since I don't have an airbag light and my stop lamps are blowing anyway, my speedometer is working, cruise control works, so let me go see the cigar lighter and I'll show you what I found. So getting back into the car, my evidence. So here's my cigarette ashtray, cigar lighter, which actually is in really good shape. See, never used. I love it. Anyway, when I pulled that out and had a look inside, what I found was that wedged right in the very bottom. So quick disconnect of the battery, pulled everything out of here. It was really wedged in there too. I don't know how this thing didn't make even more of a mess with the electrical harness, but regardless, this was my culprit. It was grounding out, and anytime I was hitting the brakes, it was just popping over 20 amps and blowing that thing. So, food for thought. Simple fixes are usually right in front of your face. All you got to do is pay attention to the symptoms. I'm Derek. This is 4 in Tune. Thanks for watching.